Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. How is everybody today? Welcome to RickyVillaTV in association with Shelfside Spurs and Spurswasian TV. I've got the house to myself this evening, so I thought I would do a quick show talking about what happened last night, which was rather a result. But first of all, we'll start off like we always do with on this day in Spurs history. Now, this was a hell of a game, I seem to remember. Back in the days when I believe I was working in London somewhere, and I think, well, I was working at the Cavendish, I believe, or at Chelsea. Fraser's Place, Chelsea, which sadly is no longer, but was a great place to work. And it was the second leg of the semi-final for the League Cup against Burnley. Now, I believe we'd won the first leg 4-1. We were absolutely strolling it. And then this match came on. So our starting 11 was Alnick. God rest his soul, I believe. I think he's passed away. In goal, Asuakotu on the left, Dawson and Woodgate in the middle. Chris Gunter, if any of you remember him, on the right. Central midfielders was Zakora and Huddleston. Modric playing a little bit further forward. O'Hara on the left, Bentley on the right, and Defoe up front. So it didn't start particularly well. In the first half, we went 1-0 down to a Robbie Blake free kick. In the second half, got even worse. Chris McCann, 73rd minute, and Jay Rodriguez in the 88th minute took us into extra time. As you can imagine, we were all a bit worried, but on comes Super Pav. Gets a goal to take us ahead in the 118th minute. And then in the 120th minute, Jermaine Defoe topped it all off. And we ran out, what was that, 6-4 winners. So if any of you who are watching, if you can remember that match, then please comment. Also, like and subscribe to all three channels. It really does help us out. Unfortunately, Kev is unable to make it this evening. I think that John may come on a little bit later, but I'm probably not going to be doing this for too long because I have quite a lot of things to do this evening before my daughter comes home tomorrow afternoon. Right, so let's move on to the match from yesterday. And it was Spurs 2, Dortmund 0. Bit of an interesting starting lineup. Well, yeah, maybe can't say an interesting starting lineup, but definitely an interesting bench. So we had Vicario in goal. Udogie was back. Good to see him. Romero Danso in the middle. Porro as right back. Gray and Bergvall as central midfielders. Spence as a left winger. Simons as a attacking midfielder. And Odegaard on the right. And Solanke up front. I thought we actually started pretty well. And that was proved by Romero's goal in the 14th minute. The ball came over, I believe, to Odegaard, and he went for quite a spectacular shot. Completely missed the ball, but then trapped it, put the ball across the middle, and there was Romero to put us 1-0 up. I can't remember the exact time of it, but then Svensson got sent off for Dortmund. And it never really looked like in the first half that they would get back at us. Solanke scored a goal which I don't think you will ever see ever again. In the 37th minute, the ball came over to him. I think it hit him on the left foot and then bounced off his right foot and then just went to the side of the goalkeeper. And we went in at half-time 2-0 up. Now, I was expecting a little bit more of that in the second half. Unfortunately, that didn't really happen. The biggest plus point of the second half was that we didn't concede, but also that June Byfield got his first team, debut. coming on for Bergvall in the 62nd minute. I believe he went to right back and we pushed Porro up. Couldn't really figure out where he was playing. It was all a little bit disjointed in the second half, but we managed to hold on, and Dortmund didn't really look like threatening. Now, I watched the two Marks show yesterday, and I have to say, Cookie's passion is something great to watch, and I really liked his commentary on the match. Now, this is a bit of a sore point of the second half as well, that Mwani came on for Solanke. Luckily, Solanke wasn't injured, but when Mwani came on, you could really see that he did not want to be here. A couple of times, he didn't even run after the ball. Now, one of them, when Spence actually made it to keep the ball in, when a long ball went upfield, some people are saying that was off. He was worried about being offside. The way that he reacted, I don't think he was. He just doesn't look interested. And funnily enough, there are some rumours today that nobody thinks that this loan is working and that he will go back to PSG this January, and they will try and find another loan for him. I don't know what the rules are like in France, but I know in the United Kingdom, you're only allowed to play for 2 teams in a season. So, yeah, he's played for us. I don't know if he's played for Paris Saint-Germain earlier on in the season, but it does look a little bit like a waste of a good talent. He has a little bit of the Ndombele's, in my opinion. He looks like he has a fair amount of skill, but just doesn't have the passion for the game. He's set up for life anyway. He must have made a fortune in his career so far. So maybe he just can't be bothered. The unused subs were Kinski and Austin. Again, 2 goalies on the bench, but that was pretty much all we could do. Then Rousewell, who I believe is a right back, but he's been scoring for fun in the under-21s this season, or is it the under-18s? I think it might be the under-18s. Then there's Hardy, who's a centre-back. Mainly, I believe they also use him as a defensive midfielder. Olusesi, who I think probably could have come on for Bergvall because they play in quite similar positions. Williams Barnett, I thought it was a shame not to see him play. I think if we'd had the 3rd goal, then Frank might have risked it a bit more. But we do know, if we do know a thing or two about our new manager, or not so new manager, is that he's not really one for taking risks, is he? Then Scarlett, I would have put Scarlett on instead of Mwani. Tynan Thompson, who I believe is another winger. I can't remember which side he plays on. And Camrich, who can play all along the front 3. So none of them were used, but I think it's great experience to be on the bench for a big match like that, especially with the Dortmund fans who never stop singing the whole 90 minutes. I just read on Twitter, someone was saying it's just like background noise. I don't think it is. I think it's bloody amazing. If we could sing for 90 minutes, I'd be very, very happy. It doesn't seem we can sing for 90 seconds at the moment, which you can kind of understand with ticket prices and also the way that results have been going. So next up is Burnley, which I can't believe it's actually another Saturday 3 o'clock kickoff, or 4 o'clock over here. And this is the predicted lineup for the Burnley game. I believe Vicario will be in goal. Let me just move myself out of the way there, because otherwise, yep, I'm a bit in the way. Udogie at left back, Romero, Danso, Porro, Bergvall, Gray, Spence, Simons, and Odebear, and Solanke. I don't think we can really do anything else unless he wants to put Scarlett on there, which I don't think he will. So anyone who's watching, if you want to get involved, put some comments in. Let me know what you think. If you think that there will be, if that will be the team, or if anyone's going to be back from injury. Let's just have a quick look, see if there's anyone forecasted who may be back this weekend. I sincerely doubt it, but you never know. It is a possibility. So let's have a look. Next game. Burnley lineup. Van der Ven is back from suspension. So yeah, it's very possible it will be a different team. Someone for some reason on my football app, they're saying drag us in at left back. I don't think so. I think Udogie will come back in, and then Tell will also come back in probably, and Gallagher, and then they're saying Rouhani will start up front. I don't think that that's really going to happen, but the rest of the I think personally I would stick with the team that went out there yesterday. I think that was the best we've seen Siemens play. For some reason, Bergvall and Gray, maybe it's because they're a little bit more adventurous, which is a swear word in Thomas Frank's management career so far. And they were getting the ball forward to him. And I thought he looked really good. I went for Spence as man of the match, but Siemens was also a good call for that, because I think he looked lively. Maybe needs to get his shooting boots on a little bit. He had a couple of chances which he skied. And if he does find that finishing, then I think that will be something to look out for. And I'd really like that to happen. See if we've got any comments. Yeah, there's one from Eugene. Unfortunately, he couldn't come on because it's kind of late over in in Malaysia. But he says, hi, everyone. Big up. Come on, you Spurs. So, just a little bit of transfer news that I have seen today, which I believe is absolute, complete and utter bollocks. But they are saying that there's a possibility that West Ham's Mads Hermansen, who is a fellow Dane, who has been out of favour at West Ham. To be honest, I've seen him play a couple of times this season. I was kind of hoping this guy was going to take over from Schmeichel in the national team, because Schmeichel is definitely at the end of his career. But he has been dreadful. He looked really, really suspect at corners, and he's dropped the ball a couple of times. So, yeah, I don't believe this is going to happen. But they're saying that it's a possibility we'll loan him, and then we'll let Kinski go on loan to West Ham. Where they get this stuff from, I really, really don't know. There's this Tottenham Tears. I don't know if they're reliable. To be honest, most of the places on Twitter, I don't really believe an awful lot. But following on with the West Ham links, the Daily Mail have reported that we are looking to sign, now I'm probably going to get this wrong, Crescencio Somerville, who scored against us in the last league game against West Ham for 25 million. Again, I think that's just a load of hot air. We've also got the usual suspects, Jan Diamanda, Oscar Bob. There's a rumour that Roma want to take Dragusin on loan with a view to buy. Curtis Jones has also popped up, but why would we sign another central midfielder? I think he'd be a great signing, but I'm not sure why we would bother. There's this Solis guy again as well. This is a new name that I haven't seen in a while. Levante's Etta Iyong, who is a left midfielder. Oh, no, actually, it says he's a striker. It says he's very, very fast. And maybe actually, no, that name does ring a bell. So it's all going crazy in the silly season, as per usual. So, as it doesn't look like anyone else is coming on, I am going to leave that there. Thank you very much for watching. Just a short one today. Big up everybody who's had a look at the show. We appreciate your support, and we would love it if you continue to do that. Next show will be Sunday, usual time, 11 a.m. British winter time, or GMT, I believe you call it. And hopefully Kev will be back for that one. Kev, I hope that Sarah gets better. And yeah, you've got to stop giving her food poisoning. Sorry. So have a wonderful evening. And come on, you Spurs. And don't forget, Enoch out.